Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on CW11.
And welcome to Home Track Heroes here at Evergreen Speedway. I'm Steve Mortland. Happy to introduce this gentleman to my left, Tom Glithero.
Hey, I finally made it. Huh?
I know you did. That's awesome.
You know, I mean, here we are. We should be at halfway. You know, we should be talking mid-season championships are over. We should be looking for, you know, who's going to go up for the championship. And, man, racing's just getting started, really.
Yeah, it is. And we've got a lot for you tonight. We're going to get right to it here in just a few minutes. We want to thank Speedway Chevrolet for bringing this to you tonight here on CW11. We have our Youth Hornets with us. Our Evergreen Legends are in the house. The Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Models with a 75-lap race coming up ahead. We also have our NASCAR Mini Stocks and our Northwest Motorsports Street Stocks. A lot of action. Beautiful day out at the racetrack and a fast track.
You're right. And, you know, the Speedway Chevrolet Pro Late Model Series just plastered full of new, young guys.
Yes, it is.
And it's going to be a great season in the years to come, too.
Let's go to Kyler.
Thanks, guys. Turn one here at Evergreen Speedway is really tricky as it gets really flat right as you go under heavy braking, which can cause for some spinouts and a lot of tempers going into turn number one. Down here, Rick McNeil, in his 22nd year of racing, coming up P2 in qualifying. It's a hot, slick track today. How tricky is it going to be in your first race in 2020 back on this hot of a surface?
Well, you know, we're just out here trying to get things dialed in. It's the first race out here, and the car seems to be actually pretty decent. So we'll go out in the heat race and check it out there, see if it's needing a little adjustment, come back, maybe do a air or spring change and go from there.
Quite a big field of cars. Does that make you kind of nervous? So there's quite a few rookies in the field as well with how darty these cars can get.
Oh, yeah, you know, I've been doing this 22 years, so, you know, you adapt, and, you know, I'm just out there having fun anymore, so it's not really a competitive deal for me, although I'd like to win. You know, we go out there and have a good time.
The veteran Rick McNeil looking for a win tonight, but also wants to have fun. So down here at Jeff Knight, you made your way from the booth down to the racetrack. How does it feel to be back in a race car in 2020?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was 1 year ago tonight was my last race, and so being able to get out here again and race Gracie around this great track is a great privilege, and it's a lot of fun.
A very, very hot track today. Is it going to be a little bit different sliding around those 970s?
Yeah, definitely. My first time on the 970s. I got about 25 laps of practice and qualified today. Just getting used to them. They're different, but I think the racing will be competitive and be a lot of fun.
Well, what's your biggest concern getting back out on track for the first time in a year for a 75-lap feature later tonight?
I turned 50 a couple weeks ago, and just being a little rusty. I don't want to be rusty. I want to get up on the wheel and see if we can get this thing done.
Jeff Knight back from the booth into the race car. Out here with Dave Lund and probably one of the most unique street stocks there are in the country. You want to walk us through a little bit behind the build of the car and kind of all your inspiration for the car as well?
It's just a Camaro. We did a 69 back end with a 2019 front end, and we're just first time out basically trying to get it figured out.
So you obviously have a ton of experience here at this track. How excited are you to get back racing in 2020?
It's more of a challenge than it is exciting anymore. It's just kind of we like to bring out different stuff. Last year we did the Monte Carlo, and this year we're doing the 69 Camaro, just trying to make different stuff work.
Dave Lund out here in a new car, looking to make some noise.
Thank you, Kyler. And boy, I tell you, when you guys see the lineup for what the Northwest Motorsports Street Stock event is going to be like tonight, those cars are phenomenal looking. But we've got Youth Hornets coming up.
You bet. And you know, one of the things that Jeff Knight talked about was 970. That's a new tire for these guys to run on. It's going to make that class tighter and harder to win each and every week.
Yep, they got a lot on their minds, and some of the people that don't are coming up to you right now as we're going to bring to you our main event for the Youth Hornets. And let's bring you the starting lineup as you see them getting ready to go on the track right now. In the 18T is going to be Taylor Brock. In the 18X is going to be Parker Hadlock. Keegan Krieger is behind the wheel of the 72 car. Scarlett Fisher is driving the 19. Brooklyn Bender, who will be having our in-car camera on this main event coming up, is in the 18. The 14 car is driven by Austin Kramer. Riley Riddell is in the 20, and in car number 46 is Cody Kooy.
Inside the fifth row, number 79, it's Luke Weber. Outside of Luke will be the 25 car of Jackson Beckel. Inside row 6, it's Ethan Payne in the 21X. Outside the 21 car, that's Haley Constance, our fast time for the day. And running out the field is the 92 car of Ashley Rasmussen.
Haley Constance has just got to be one of the busiest young people in motorsports in the country right now. She's running the season here at Evergreen in the Youth Hornets, and she's doing some junior late model races over at Wenatchee, running some sprint cars, winged mini sprints up at Deming Speedway, and probably something else we don't even know about yet. They've got plans.
You're
for
right,
her.
and you mentioned Deming Speedway. That's dirt surface.
Right.
The rest of this stuff is on asphalt. So
all right, here we go. Green it is, and we are underway with our main event for our Youth Hornet division. About the 4th year that Evergreen Speedway has had this class, and they're going to be on the 5th mile flat track. And some of these young men and women they're getting the feel of the track, and it's a hot day out here today. Obviously gorgeous, but what's going through the mind of these guys?
Well, here it is. It's first race, early in this new season for them. The track is, slick, and we're seeing it right now as the yellow flag is out.
And caution, like Tom had mentioned, is out, and like we had also brought up about the fact there's some very familiar names that we have been talking about for years out here. It's just their kids that are doing it, and that's pretty cool.
You're right. Dad or moms had to get out of the seat because we need more race cars in the garage. There's not enough space.
Yep, and they take it over, and then they go, all right, let's get back down to the track and try and get this thing going again. Again, it's going to be Taylor Brock in the 18T, and outside of Taylor is going to be Parker Hadlock, and that will make up the front row. You can see the beautiful Chevrolet Camaro that is provided to us by our event presenter tonight, Speedway Chevrolet, right here in Monroe. Boy, they've been with this track for a long, long time, and so good to have them with us. So thank you to Speedway Chevrolet for being a big supporter here of Evergreen Speedway.
And one thing you're going on to watch, they start Haley Constance in the back, the fastest qualifier. You're going to have to watch her drive through that traffic. If she can't handle those cars around her, she will not get to the front.
There's a good shot of Haley right there in that number 21. You see JBR on a lot of these cars, too. That stands for John Bender Racing, a former pro late model champion super late model champion out here from back in the day, and has been just a massive supporter of the Hornet division, both in the Youth Hornets and in our regular pro division as well. So thanks to JBR for getting behind these guys. They put a lot of quality cars out there.
You can see in this class a lot of 2x2, 3-wide racing, changing lanes. These are little narrow tires sliding around on that, kind of greasy racetrack. Haley Constance up into second spot right now as she comes out of turn 2 and down the back stretch inside, looking for that lead.
Yep, and boy, that's why she is racing a lot. She's got just a skill set that is crazy good as Haley Constance taking over the lead here as we're working lap number 5, 4 laps to go, or 4 laps in the books. And Haley Constance just really got a nice run out of turn 2 that time, and you can see how good she's got that car set up.
Contact down there, turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, there is.
Out of my way or I'm going to move you.
Yeah, there's a class that we have for those guys too, but they aren't running tonight. So back up front, it is all Haley Constance now, probably 15 to 20 car lengths ahead here, and the race is just in the early stages.
Can you imagine the conversation around the dinner table with Haley? Because her dad, Joe Constance, has driven just about everything from mini stocks to late models on pavement to sprint cars on dirt, and now daughter's doing it. So it's like, hey, Dad, move out of the seat because I need one more race car to run.
Yeah, and we've had that conversation with the Constance family before a couple of years ago too, back on the North Sound Racing show that we did. And Haley was our driver of the year out of everybody that was under consideration. And they were talking about that. Boy, we got to start planning right now what we're going to do with this young lady. And obviously you can tell by how she's performing in this race and other ones that she's going to be involved in this year. Oh, look at this. The 25 gets kind of spun around there a little bit.
Yeah, Riley Riddell, whose family's been involved here at the Speedway for many years, put a little bit of sheet metal there, trying to move him out of the way. In the lead, just completing lap 9, it's Haley Constance out front and kind of pulling away.
20 laps is the scheduled distance for our Youth Hornet main event tonight, as we are just about get to the halfway point of that. Haley Constance in that number 21 car is going to be checking this thing out as we see a yellow coming out right now. So we see the 92 car spun.
That's Ashley Rasmussen. There's another second-generation racer. Her dad has run late models for a number of years, now running in the street stock division.
And that's one of those groups that really come a long way to race up here at Evergreen Speedway, too. So thank you to the Rasmussen family for being a part of what we do out here at Evergreen Speedway. Great, and we talk about this a lot, about the amount of families that are involved in this, and it's showing right here, right now. All right, here we go. We get them lined back up behind our Chevrolet Camaro, Evergreen Speedway Chevrolet car, Haley Constance in that number 21 car, and she'll be behind that wheel all year long.
You're right. You know, there's some other people out there. You want to take a look at Cody Kooy in the 46 car. He won that first heat race. You know, I mentioned that along with people like Jackson Beckel, another one of those second-generation people that, you know, have been out here at the Speedway for a number of years.
Yeah, Keegan Krieger, I believe, is another second generation or possibly third generation. As we are back under green. Look at this.
2i2, they head off down into turn 1. Get a good look at it. There's that 18 car that's a Brooklyn Bender. Her dad, John Bender, another one of those guys who raced a lot of different cars out here at the Speedway, won a championship or two, and now he's had to move over, and Brooklyn's got a lot of dad's savvy. Oh, a little bump there.
No, there's some anger going on there. I firmly believe that. But they are pretty much single file now, as we've got looks like caution is out here, so we've got another spin by Ashley Rasmussen in the 92. So she'll get to the back of the field, and we're back with you guys here. Again, thank you so much to Speedway Chevrolet for bringing this to us tonight, and thanks to CW11 and all the people here at Evergreen that really put a lot of work into getting this on. So unique being on Channel 11 on Sunday nights at 5.
You bet. This Youth Hornet class, I mean, this is a great class if you really want to get your child started in racing here at Evergreen Speedway.
It really is. Okay, let's try this again with Haley Constance in the 21. The 18 of Parker Hadlock will line up on the outside of Haley.
You're right, and they're 2x2 on this restart all the way back through that whole field. The Speedway Chevrolet pace car headed down the backstretch, and let's just hope they don't run that pace car.
Yep. All right, here we go. They're going to pull that little beautiful yellow car off the track, and Haley Constance will be in charge of getting him back up, and she really gets a nice run coming off. And back under green with a nice in-car shot, and I love how they do that. Check that out. That's Brooklyn Bender, as it shows there, in the number 18 car.
Working that wheel back and forth, you know, just trying to saw on that thing, keeping that thing pointed the right direction. Narrow, small tires, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of work, so she's got to work behind that. You can see part of the seat, that piece, up in the right-hand corner with the yellow decal on it. That's to keep her head contained in case something should happen and she should hit the wall or whatever. It's for her safety that does that. But it does cut down on the vision that she can see.
Boy, she is just getting bounced around in that. I love that shot because you can really watch her get how much she has to work to get to where she's at.
You're right. If you can watch her legs and she's on and off the throttle. And here we are on lap 13 coming down the front straightaway, down into turn 1. Great job by Haley Constance.
Nice shot there, the number 25 car. As they came out of Jackson Beckel, you saw him there in that 25 as they came off the turn. Here we are, we've got 5 laps to go when they come around and complete this one. 20 laps make up the distance for our Youth Hornet main event. First one out of a lot of them tonight, and there's going to be some exciting racing coming up here on CW11. Home track heroes here at Evergreen Speedway.
You know, you're right, and you got to think about these kids. Most of them don't have driver's license on the street, and they're doing a better job than most of the people you'll see on 405 on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, no kidding. Really a nice move there as they came off of turn number 4. As we are coming across the start-finish line, closing laps here for our Youth Hornet main event. As they're working one of probably 17 different racetracks we have here at our disposal at Evergreen Speedway on the 5th mile flat track.
And you're right, and they do that so you can't set your car up just to turn left, because then that's it helps keep it fair, keeps the cost down, and teaches these people not only to turn left but turn right and do some actual road course type racing.
Working lap number 18 for our Youth Hornet main event out of 20 coming up. Haley Constance, who has just been on a tear in 2020, getting super comfortable behind the wheel of anything that she's had the opportunity to drive this year. She's putting the car 1 lap down. As they come across start-finish line, we should see the white flag coming out here once we get 19 complete.
What a great shot of those cars coming right down there, so you can see how they're using all of that racetrack to keep the momentum up, to keep those motors wound up, And there you see the white flag is out, just 1 lap to go.
That's it. Haley Constance will come down the backstretch on the 5th mile flat track, and the car there will wash out wide and allow her to get under their first checkered flag of this gorgeous Saturday afternoon here at Evergreen Speedway. And it is going to go to Haley Constance. Parker Hadlock in the 2nd spot in the 18X car. Cody Kooy, and there's another name. His dad, Jason, has run out here. The whole Kooy family has run out here for years and years. While we get them brought out to, we'll bring the top 3 up to our Angel of the Winds winners area, and we will visit with all 3 of our top winners, and we're going to throw it down to Kyler right now.
Down here in Angel of the Winds victory lane with Haley Constance again, 2 for 2 on the year. You say your car is pretty hooked up.
It's really hooked up. A huge thanks to the whole Bender crew. They've just been very helpful and super nice to let me run their car. And I've just been super thankful that I've been able to drive this thing because it's really fast.
A very eventful main event, to say the least. How were you able to deal with all that carnage out on track?
I got a really good start out there. I just had some room in the middle, so I just took it. And then when the yellow came out, I got a really good position and then ended up being able to run away with it. So after I got fresh air, just was able to take the win.
Haley Constance victorious tonight. Parker Hadlock P2 tonight. A very eventful race. Walk me through how you're able to work your way through that field.
Oh, I don't really know. This is my first time, so did talk to people and did what they did, so that's what I had to do.
How much did you have to lean on other drivers? You said they helped you out a little bit. They talked to you a little bit, but how much of your own experience really helped you out there? How much of your past racing experience really brought you to the front here?
I think I did pretty good with my own experience. I definitely want to thank Haley because she did help me a lot on helping me with my entries and stuff.
Parker Hadlock comes home 2nd tonight. Cody Kooy, 3rd place again. You're on the podium, so that's a positive at least.
Yeah, car was hooked up pretty well, but just didn't have enough to get past Haley and Parker.
A really, really competitive field. Are you excited to see the growth of this Youth Hornets and having good competition week in and week out?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with all the new guys because traffic, trying to get through everything, and just trying to make my way to the front.
With a hot track today, did it make the car handle a little bit different? Was it a little bit slicker out there, made it a little bit tougher to handle?
It was a little bit sticky, so it's hopping a little bit, and then just marbles were sliding.
Cody Kooy comes home 3rd tonight.